So today's session would be on simple interest and compound interest. It's generally these types of problems you will get in various types of exams, but the lucky part is there's one unlucky and a lucky part. The unlucky part is generally it's calculation intensive, but the lucky part is you won't get too many questions wherein this will come in contrast in combination with two different chapters. Like you can have ratios and simple equations as a combined question, but you cannot have simple equations and compound interest as two concepts into one question. So in that part you might be lucky. So don't worry guys, even if this chapter troubles you, it won't trouble you for much. At max you can expect our question, but there won't be much. But then again, it is important, because if there comes an easy question and this is one of your weak parts, naturally you're going to hurt yourself. The chances of you missing out on easy question shouldn't be high. So yes, moving forward, we'll discuss one important concept that we have here, and that is compounding and discounting. Now I know you guys have calculators for this, and that is very good, because this sometimes does become calculation intensive. But to start off, we'll, for the first few minutes, we'll see a method wherein you won't have to use calculator, and that might help you in guessing the answers as well. So yeah, to begin with, what is simple interest? So guys, I won't trail the formula of simple interest. Anybody willing to share the formula?
Principal into rate of interest
Okay.
into time divide by 100.
Okay. And rate of interest would be in percentages.
Yeah,
Percentage, how much? There's one extra term we call.
per annum
Okay, per annum. And what does per annum mean?
means yearly.
Okay, all right. So can I have rate of interest half yearly?
Yes,
All right. And anybody here, if this is simple interest, what is compound interest? I'm not asking formula, I'm asking the concept. Does anybody have any
The
idea on it?
principal would be increasing, and that's in particular time frame, like for every 3 months, the interest plus for the interest for those 3 months and plus the principal will become the new principal.
Okay. Then what is the difference between simple interest and compound interest?
Compounded effect. That's the reason it's called as compound interest.
Can you elaborate?
In the sense, how is the rate having a compounded effect on increasing of the principal, every instant as the time increases. So rate remains the same, but since the principal increases, it has a compounded effect. It gives us much more interest as compared to simple interest.
Okay. So for time being, this will be the formula that we'll be referring to. And I'll be telling you one method where this will explain clearly what actually happens behind the scenes. So let's take a very simple example. We'll be having your simple interest, your compound interest, and let us take principal for both the cases to be 100, and rate of interest is 10. All right. So initially we have 100 in both the cases. What would be the interest for the first year in simple interest? Anybody guys?
10 rupees.
10 rupees. And compound interest?
Same 10 rupees.
Same 10 rupees.
Same 10 rupees. Perfect. Great. Now, moving forward. What will be the simple interest for the second year?
10
10
rupees.
rupees.
10 rupees. Compound interest?
11 rupees.
11 rupees. Now I have a very interesting thing at looking at it, and that is we had our 100 from which we derived our 10. Now what happens is we get the interest of this, and we get the interest of this, and this gets carried forward. This is how it works. This was first year, this is second year. Now going to third year. What will be the simple interest here?
10.
Okay, and compound interest. And here I want a different approach. I want the approach I used here. Who's willing to explain?
Yeah, so 100, 10,
Okay.
10, 1, and then 10.
Okay. All right. So from this 100, we'll get a 10.
Mm,
This 10 will carry forward.
Yes.
From this 10, we'll get the interest one. This 10 will carry forward.
Yes.
From this 10 will interest one. This one will carry forward. And from this one, we'll get 0.1. Everybody, did you understand this? Anybody who hasn't understood, please pick up.
Casey, can you please explain again?
Yeah, okay. The red part or the blue part also?
Both, Casey. Both.
Okay, all right. Have a look. I'll start from the beginning. The compound interest part only. Hold on. Okay. We had 100 initially at the 0th year. What happened is we got 10 as an interest from this, right? For the first year.
Yeah,
Now,
Casey.
Now in the second year, what will happen is this from 100 will get 10 as an interest again.
Yes.
This 10 will carry forward
Yes.
and will get an interest on this too. The previous interest gets carried forward and we get a new interest from the interest as well as from the principal amount.
Okay.
Three things to consider. Principal ka interest, second is interest gets carried forward, and third interest ka interest.
Okay.
Yeah. Now what will happen here? There will be 10 rupees coming from 100.
Yes.
This 10 will carry forward.
Yes.
We'll get this 10 ka interest as 1 rupee.
Yes, Casey.
This 10 will carry forward.
Yes.
We'll get 1 rupees as the interest of this.
Yes.
Now 1 will carry forward here
Point one. Yeah, it will
and we'll
carry
get the
forward.
interest 0.1.
Yes. Yes.
This part is clear, guys?
Yes, Casey.
Anybody, any doubt? Okay. All right, great. Okay, so moving forward, now since this concept is clear, what you can do is remember this part. Here the total amount was 110. Here it was 121. Here it was 133.1. And so on. I would like you to remember it till this was third year, fourth year, and 5 year. What you do is use your calculator, and this would be a homework for you guys. Remember this amount, you will get something. You have to remember it till 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, because trust me, if you remember these ratios, what is this ratio? 1.1 times the principal, 1.21 times the principal, 1.331 times the principal. This ratio is very important. If you remember this ratio, trust me, every easy question that you might get will be, I would say, quite easy for you to handle. You might not have to use your calculators and you can clearly eliminate the options. Because trust me, various question setters, they do frame a question on similar patterns. Okay, so with that part done, let's move forward. Okay, now an important concept, and that would be the method of compounding. and we have its exact opposite brother as well, and that is discounting. Now what happens in compounding? In compounding, what happened was, for first year, principal increased by this much percentage. This is what we did in the percentages profit loss. Remember, when the cost price increases by r percentage, we multiply it in a similar way. Are we doing the same thing? Yeah. Now, what if it increases by X percentage the second year? What we did was this, and so on. Now, what is happening here is, it is just taking the form that instead of different percentages, every time it is increasing by the same percentage. So what we can do is, we can club it in a bracket and we can just derive the formula n times. Now, important part regarding this is compounding. Now when this part goes here in denominator, it is called as discounting. Why I am telling you? See, discounting won't be generally asked to you, but it is a concept that you should know in the back of your mind, so that even if there comes a surprise question in any exam, you wouldn't have any, I would say, a new concept that suddenly pops up in the question and surprises you. So compounding and this is basically like multiplication and division. Compounding is multiplication, discounting is division. In basic terms, if I have to explain, these are like addition and subtraction, exact opposite to each other. So when something increases year on year, it is known as compounding. Something decreases year on year, it is known as discounting, in terms of money thing. Also, now what I initially I had said is R is the percentage rate of percent of interest per annum. Now what if we have to compound it half yearly? What if the bank that has given you a loan charges you on its loan half yearly? What you will do is replace the R part. Now, yes, in various books they have given various different formulas, but what I have a different approach. What I will do is, and we'll have some questions regarding those. When the question comes, I will show you that method at that point, so that we'll be well versed with that part. But just to give you a brief idea, we will only have to tweak like this. There are various formulas, it says tweak it there, tweak it here. We just have to tweak it here, and the mathematics will take care of it. So this part is clear, guys, till here, because we'll be starting with the problems now.
Yes.
Everybody, any doubt?
Kesri, I have one question over here.
Yeah.
Formula of compound interest will be minus principal as well, no?
That is the amount. Acha, sorry, my
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, this is the formula for the amount. If you have compound interest, it will have minus principal. Yes. Good that you said that part. Yeah, we have amount here. When we are calculating the compound interest, we'll have to subtract the principal also. Yeah. All right, guys, then we'll move forward and we'll be starting with the simpler parts. So I guess I will give you at max 2 minutes to solve this question, because this is just the basic initial calculation, I would say. So yeah, please start and reply me in private. No, Prerit, your answer is wrong. Check it again. Uttam, your answer is correct. This was just simple interest, guys, not compound interest. Aditya, you have done the exact same mistake like Prerit. Read the question carefully. Yes, Mandeep, answer is right. What happened, guys? I have still not received answer from everyone. Was this a too tough of a problem to start with? Yes, Ashwik, your answer is right. Anshula, no. Spandana, no. Both of your answers are wrong. Okay, all right. The right ones I can see. The problem was easy. Some of you took time, but it's okay. People who have got wrong, it's like almost half of the class has got wrong. Anshula, what did you do wrong?
Hmm, okay, I got it. I have to subtract. I think its answer is 15218.
No,
No,
it's not 15218. It's 12,000.
I don't know.
You will get 18,600 is equal to 1.55 times the principal, because every time you are getting 11,000 as the simple interest. So after 5 years, you will get 55% as the simple interest.
Yes.
So the total amount is principal plus 0.55 times the principal. That
Okay.
equates to 1.55 times the principal, that is 1.55 p is equal to 18,600. Now you just have to calculate a simple division.
Hmm, I still don't get.
Okay. Remember the question, the part where after of in simple interest, in the problem I had shared, 100 is your principal and rate of interest is 10. What is the rate of actual simple interest we got every year? 10. Every year the simple interest was fixed. Here
Yeah.
again, every year it is 11%. So in 5 years, 11, 11, 11, 11%, will you get 55% as the simple interest? So that according with yeah, after the actual principal is added to it, if we take the principal as 100x, will you get the total amount calculating the interest as well as 155x? That is basically 18,600. See, every year you got 11%, 11%, so on for 5 years. Total 5 times This is 55% of P. And what is the amount? It is principal plus simple interest. That is P plus 1 point plus, that is P plus 0.55 times P. Even if you don't get it, I mean, just go by the simple basic formula method. What is the simple interest? It is principal into 11 into 5 by 100. What do we get here? 0.55p. This plus p is 1.55p. Now 1.55p is this. You have to calculate p. What was tough in it? I don't still understand it. What did you guys misunderstand from this part? Aditya, where did you go wrong?
Yeah, Kesri, the very silly mistake that I did was I took 18,600 itself is the interest which was accumulated. I didn't think that it is inclusive of the principal. So
Okay.
I just, like a blind man started calculating. I should have taken, care and read the question more nicely.
Take a minute to read the question. Yes. Yes. Spandana, what did you do? Even you have done the same mistake.
Same thing, I calculated it directly to be the whole amount.
Yeah, read the question. Read the question, guys. It's important. Okay, hope so. You guys don't make the mistake again. So moving forward, now we'll move to the compounding interest territory. So in this question, just remember the framework I had given you of how compound interest is calculated. It will help you. Two minutes, guys. You can use your calculators. Yes, Aswik, right answer. A hint, guys. Remember the concept I had given you when I mentioned how compound interest is calculated. How it is carried forward. That's the hint. If you remember it, it can be solved under a minute. Yeah, Prerit answers right. Thirty more seconds, guys. Yes, Manideep, right answer. Okay, guys, time's up. Yeah, Aditya, I see your answer. I thought you might be the first one to answer since it's your favorite option, if I remember from the first question we had started our session from.
After you specifically said the hint, then I started running my mind in that way, so I got it.
Yeah. But you can still have got with your favorite option C. Okay. Still, guys, I see just 4 answers. Those who haven't got, what is your doubt, guys? Why couldn't you solve it? I don't see answer from Anshula. I don't see an answer from Uttam, Spandana, Priya. Speak up, guys. Guys, are you there?
Yeah, we are there, not able to solve a
Where did you get stuck?
calculation part.
You have a calculator?
Yes.
Then how can you be stuck in the calculation part? Okay, Spandana, where did you get stuck?
Approach that we have to go about the sum.
Sorry, I did not hear you.
How to go about it. So
Okay, okay. Others who couldn't solve it? I need to know because going forward, it's a very important concept. Please reply, guys.
See, I have a doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like in this question, it is given like for third and fourth, they are consecutive years. Okay.
Yeah,
So suppose in the question it is given for third and fifth year,
you have to use the same concept you used.
then the rate of interest would still be same or it would be different.
Are you asking if this was for third year and this was for fifth year?
Yes.
Obviously, it will be different
So
because
it would be
there,
divided by 2
no, it will be square.
or square. Okay.
You will have a divided by 2 when it is calculated half yearly
Okay.
because the rate of interest gets halved.
Sure, sure.
Okay, guys. Let's see how it should be solved and let's revisit the previous concept I had discussed. What did we discuss in the slide that I had mentioned? Yeah, just here. In the previous part, I had shown the simple interest, compound interest. How is it done? And there what we see is 100, 100, and then if we have 100 year, its interest is 10 next year. Next year we get an interest of 10 here. We get this 10 carry forward and we get a 1 from here. So what is basically this interest? What is this interest? The interest of this. Gradually, next year, this interest will give me one more interest. So basically, can I say whatever extra part apart from this has been added here, that is because of this interest ka interest? Can I say that?
Yes.
Guys who haven't answered, I need an answer from you too. Those who have understood it, great. You have kind of tamed the monster called compound interest. It won't disturb you a lot because this is basically how a cat tests you. Guys who haven't answered this question, I need a reply from you guys. I'll repeat it again and you have to answer in yes or no. This is the amount of third year. This is the amount of fourth year. Whatever be the difference, this has occurred because of the interest that has come from this itself. Is it true?
Yes.
Everybody, guys, those who haven't answered. I require an interactive class. I said it right from the beginning. Okay, then that's it. So what you can take is, this is your amount, this is your principal, and you have to find the rate of interest for just 1 year. Now please solve it and give me the answer. Consider this as amount, consider this as principal, and you have to find the rate of interest for 1 year. Please solve it quickly, 30 seconds. Going forward, I need this concept to be clear for everybody.
Kesari, I have one small doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
For example, in the question, if we gave, the amount of a certain sum, like the amount in the, we have an amount part in the compound interest, right? So
Okay.
instead of compound interest, we replace the amount part, and these were the two amounts for respective years.
No, then
Under
you
that-
cannot use. Then you cannot use this method.
Okay, okay.
Then what you will have to do basically is you will have to start with the formula, the basic formula.
Right from the first year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it will still work in the same way. See, what is amount? Principal into 1 plus, right? This is for the first year.
Yes.
What happens for the second year is again this part.
Yes.
What happens for the third year is again this part.
Yes.
So yeah, you can use it. You can use it. I thought you were asking something else. Yeah, you can use it.
So amount for the third year would be power 3, and amount for fourth year would be power 4.
Yes. I've still received just one answer, and that too from Anshula. Hurry up, guys. If you're not able to understand, please ask. Great. 2 more answers, Uttam and Spandana. Sohail, I haven't received your answer. Like I said, I require my class to be interactive.
I was somewhat late to the class, so I have missed the break because it's taking time.
Sorry, I could not hear you. Can you be clearer?
I was somewhat late to the class. I was joined at 7:45, like, so I missed the basics of the class.
Okay. All right. So, did you understand this slide?
Yes, I understand and understand.
Okay. So, this is the
Yeah.
basic one.
Yeah.
If you don't understand anything, stop me right then and there. I'll be happy to explain it once again. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So you have understood it. Great. Next, we'll move forward. And please, this concept is very, very important. Please remember it. Yeah. So the series of a little on the moderate questions begins. 3 minutes, guys. Solve it and we'll discuss. And answer me privately. Yes, Ashvik and Prerit, your answers are right. Good, you could solve it under 2 minutes. Good progress. Guys, just 2 answers till now. Was it that tough? Aditya, you will know it using the simple interest formula. That's how the question mentioned it. If you guys are confused, for the first 3 years, it's a simple interest problem. For the next 2 years, it's a compound interest problem. You have the initial principal here. Whatever you get till here, this will be a principal for the compound interest part, and you will get your answer. Uttam, your answer is correct. Manideep, that is not among the options as well. Before answering, please go through the options as well. Uttam, your answer is correct. You mentioned it 2 times. $30, guys. Yes, now it's correct, Manideep. All right, guys, time's up. From those who haven't, I haven't received a response yet. What was the problem in this question? What did you face? What did you face, guys? I need to know the issue.
Kisri, I have sold as you said, but don't get the option.
What is your answer coming out to be?
20400.
The same mistake as Manideep did. Manideep, how did you rectify it?
Yeah, Kesari, first I did not update the principal after simple interest. So when I updated, I automatically got the answer.
Anshula, did you do the same mistake?
I have used 10,000 as a principal.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
10,000 is the principal here. Okay. What did you get here?
I have to use 16,000 over here.
Of course, 16,000 over here. I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, I have used 16,000 as well, but still not get the option.
Okay. Please check your calculation once again then.
Okay.
See one thing, guys, one important thing. What is 10% of 16,000?
1,600.
Yes. So instead of compound interest, if it was just a simple interest problem, 1600, you will get it twice.
Yes.
So that would mean 3,200 would be added to 16,000.
Yeah.
Now you are already getting 19,200 as your answer if it was just simple interest, right? Compound interest will already give you the answer greater than that. I'm already having just one option. So guys, if you have to eliminate your options, this is the trick you will use. Got it? But yeah, using a normal approach, you will have to use the compound interest formula. And I think you might have done some error with the calculation part. Otherwise, yeah, this is the answer we get. So guys, this is clear?
I got the right answer on the calculation error part.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
please take care. Yeah,
sorry, there was a power cut.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually in these kind of questions, the questions that I asked you, I got confused. Like if he has taken 10,000 rupees for 5 years on a simple interest of 20% per annum, then what I start thinking that maybe after 1 year he'll be returning some amounts. So that would eventually reduce in the principal. So that is the reason I asked in the chat box.
No, but it is not given in the question, right? That he has to return the amount. If he has to return it, There is a separate concept called as installments.
Yeah, Kesri.
Yeah. Since it is not mentioned in the question, we won't be handling that part.
Yeah.
Hmm. Anything else, guys? Everybody clear with the question and answer and the approach as well? And also the shortcut we discussed right now. I need a response from everybody, guys. Okay, great. Moving forward. This is yet again a simple question. Take 2 minutes and be on it. After 2 minutes, we'll see the approach. Start. Guys, I haven't received an answer yet. Please hurry up. No, Anshula, your answer is not correct. Please read the question. You have done the calculation part right, but please read the question carefully. Yes, Prarit, your answer is right. Hurry up, guys. This is not a tough question. $30 seconds. No, Aswik, that is not the right answer. Okay, guys, time's up. It wasn't that difficult of a question. Where did you guys get stuck? Guys,
Okay, see, I actually understood the question. How do we go about it? But
Hmm?
maybe I'm just confusing myself with the formula that I'll have to put and go ahead. Or which, where to put what.
Okay, all right. Others?
Yeah, so Kesari, as the amount is given as 34,000, so I split it as B's part as X and the rest will be 34,000 minus X.
Okay.
But then
Yeah.
the compound interest formula is P into 1 plus 1 by R whole power N minus P again. And then it's becoming a lot of calculation and I'm going wrong somewhere in the between.
Okay.
Why we need to take compound interest? We can just only take the amount part now and
Yes.
divide the two equations.
Yes, perfectly. That's exactly what we have to do.
But the question says they're matlab, it's a compound interest, right?
Yes, it is.
But it is written no. If after 2 years the amount in scheme A is 9 times, so it would be 9/1 the ratio of the two equations.
Yes, Bandana, I will be explaining step by step. Don't worry. No, Aswik, your answer is not correct. Okay, guys, I will explain it here, step by step. Just listen carefully, and if at any step you have a doubt, do let me know. So, uh, let the principal amounts be P1 and P2 that he will invest in scheme A and scheme B respectively. So initially, can I have one equation? P1 plus P2 is equal to 34,000. Now, according to what it is given in this question, he invests part of it in scheme A at 20% per annum and the rest of it at scheme B 60% per annum. So we have the rate of interest as 20% or 60%, both at compound interest and after 2 years. So we have 2 years to compare. And What is the factor by which they are separated? 9 times. So can we write P1, which is this, and what happens with the P2 part is P2 is compounded at 60% rate of interest. How many years? Same 2 years. And according to the question, P1 is basically, is this the relation according to the question? Till here, is it correct, guys?
Yes, Casey.
Yes.
I have 2 equations. I have 2 unknowns. Now solve them and get your answer. Basically, after solving all this, you will finally arrive at the conclusion that P1 by P2 is 16 by 1. Spandana, did you understand it? You had asked me for a step-by-step part. Okay, great. Guys, now come up with the answer. Hurry up. 1 minute.
Kesri?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I lost the connection and I missed out the steps that you explained.
Okay. All right, I will explain it again. For the scheme A, we have principal interest as P1. For scheme B, we have principal interest as P2.
Yes.
So P1 plus P2 would be 34,000 because that is the initial amount we have.
Yes.
Now, according to the question, in scheme A, the rate of interest that we have is 20%. For 2 years. It is compounded annually.
Yes.
So that is what I have done here. For the amount P2, we have principal 2. We have 60% rate of interest. We are using it for 2 years.
Yes.
And according to the question, the relationship between them is this the amount we get from here is basically 9 times. So to counteract it, we will add a 9 here to multiply with.
Got that.
So we have 2 equations. We have 2 unknowns, P1 and P2. We solve them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else who did not understand it?
After solving, I get one is 2000 and other one is 32.
Yes. And what is being asked in the final part of the question? What is the final line of the question? What is being
You
asked?
have to find out the B amount.
And what did you answer? You answered the A part. No, Aswik. Aswik, did you understand the thing we did here on the screen?
Sorry, I missed one number.
Anshula, did you understand what was the mistake you did?
No.
I was basically asking you P2 and you gave me the answer P1. This is 32,000 and this is 2,000. I am asking you this. This is to be given as the answer. You are giving me this.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Read the question carefully, guys.
Okay.
Yes, Uttama, your answer is right now. No, Aswik. I guess this question is your Achilles heel.
I did all calculations correctly. Where did I miss it?
Are you getting P1 by P2 as 16:1?
No, I got it as 81 by 4.
Nah. Then there's something wrong you have done despite using a calculator.
Gee. I did. I took 8 square as 81.
Great. I think my job as a quant teacher is done then.
9 into 64.
Guys, did everybody understand the method? You can get
Yeah.
your answers. You
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody,
Casey, we
guys.
got it.
Yes,
Aditya, yeah. Okay. So I'll be moving to the next question. And the answer to this part is 2000. P1 will come as 31, 2000, P2 as 2000 after solving it.
Yes, Casey.
Okay, great. This is E square, guys. It's not that of a tedious problem, but yeah, some of you might have some issues. Take 3 minutes to solve it. It is a moderate question because, and then we'll discuss. Start.
Kesari, it is every moment or every month?
Every moment,
Man, what do you mean by moment?
every second.
Okay.
That's why I said it's a moderate question.
It's like every second
Yes, it
compound
is
this.
every second. It
Okay.
gets compounded every second.
Okay.
Like generally you had per annum, here it is per second.
Okay. Okay.
Guys, one important thing. Uh, uh, for per second, there's a formula that you need to remember, and that is the amount is principal into e raised to the number of years into rate by 100. That is what gives you the amount. Use this formula. This is the better part because as you said, it is given in this way. This is what you will require. This formula is derived by approximation of the original formula. You can use the original formula. It will take much more time. This will give you better results.
Will we be given e values also?
Depends on the question setter.
Okay.
Do you know the value of e?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
It gives constant.
Yeah, it is constant. But for solving this question, you don't require the value of e. Here, just to clarify, n is the number of years, r is the rate of interest compounded every moment, p is your principal, and a is your amount. That is all you require.
Is it amount or interest? I mean, a is equal to. Hello.
It becomes a times p.
No, here you have written a
Amount
formula.
is equal to a into principal interest.
That is fine. I mean, you have written a formula, right? A is equal to p into, that is the interest one or the total amount one?
This is amount.
Okay.
If you want the interest, like the compound interest part, you will have to subtract p from it then. Yes, Prerit, your answer is correct. Anshula, your answer is correct. Yes, Ashwik, answer is correct. It's good to see you can adapt to a new formula quite early, quite well. Great. Others, hurry up. We still have 3 questions. If you guys delay, I will be bound to give you more homework. No, Aditya. You cannot have your favorite answer every time.
I calculated and I got it. So yeah, maybe I went wrong somewhere.
I guess you made some calculation error. You were quite close.
Yeah, okay.
Just 4 answers till now, guys.
Got it, Kesri. Yeah, I did one calculation error.
Okay. So what is the answer? Yeah. Guys, I've given you the formula. You just have to substitute it. I don't understand what is the issue here. Guys, what are you facing issue? From those who haven't given me the answers yet. Uttam, you haven't given me an answer yet. Yeah, Manidip, your answer is right. Sohail, you haven't given me the answer yet. Then who do we have? Who hasn't given me the answer? Yes, Uttam, your answer is right now. Anybody who wants me to explain this? Yes, Pandanabi is the answer, right? Perfect.
Kesri, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
See, in the question, we are saying it is compounding at a rate of R% every moment.
Yes.
And then he's asking in the last part, what is the annual interest rate? So annual, again, it becomes 365 days, right? So there's a mismatch.
The rate we use here is compounded annually.
Okay.
And that's why we have E here. We don't have 1 plus R by 100. We have a E here.
So that R% compound interest for every moment goes into the C part.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody, any else? Everybody has got it clear? All right. Since we have no doubts, I'll move forward. It is a one-off question. Generally, you won't have such a question, but yeah, to be on a safer side, I wanted to discuss it. This is an easy part. Take 2 minutes. Very easy, I would say. No, Aswik. Your answer is not correct. Hurry up, guys. If you're still stuck and you're not able to understand it, please try to use the method where I try to make you guys understand how a compound interest works right at the beginning and in between one more sum. Like I said, that part is very important. Yes, Chansula. Your answer is right. Yes, Uttama, your answer is right. Hurry up, guys. Yeah, Aswik, right answer. Just 3 answers till now. I know it's a moderate question, but still. Moderate because it involves calculation. Concept-wise, it's quite easy. Thirty seconds more, guys. We have to wrap up the class by 9. All right, guys, time's up. I've got just 3 answers. And this question coming at the end of the session and still getting so less responses has me worried. Where did you guys get stuck, or what you did not understand? Or was it too hard of a question to solve? Speak up, guys, who haven't given the answer.
Casey, I'll share my approach with you. Just say, is it feasible or not, or it's good.
Okay.
So yeah, what I did was, since the simple interest for 2 years is 1200, so 1 year it'll be 600. And if I add that 600 amount to the basic principal, that would be my principal for the second year
Okay.
for the compound interest. So that way I tried to substitute in the compound interest formula. And then again, since the R value was same for both, I tried to get P in terms of R. I started doing, but then this calculation became too complicated along with
Your
big
concept is
numbers.
right. Your concept is right.
Okay.
The trick you have used is perfect.
Yeah. Maybe I should be more fast with calculations.
No. I'll explain it again.
Yeah.
Okay. See, this is the simple interest, guys. This is the compound interest. Simple interest for 2 years is 1200. So it will be 600 and 600. Here again, it will be 600.
Yeah, okay.
And here it will be 600 into 1 plus R, right? Now 600 into 1 plus R is equal to 630. From here, can you calculate the rate of interest? Guys, can you calculate the rate of interest from here?
How did you get 600 into 1 plus R?
I mean 1 plus R by 100, I mean to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Casey.
You will get this.
Yes.
Job done. You have R, you have simple interest, you have time period as 1. Can you not calculate the principal?
Yes, Casey.
Then what was so tough about it? Like I said, moderate questions are super confusing because you can confuse a easy question to be a difficult question and a difficult question to be an easy question if you're not prepared for it. That's why a question paper consisting of maximum number of moderate questions is the toughest one, because you will always be enticed to attempt it. You will waste your time and you will give the wrong option. Guys, did everybody understand the method I used?
Yes.
Yes, Casey.
It will hardly take a minute, hardly a minute. Like I said, the approach I had used initially, the concept, it is of prime importance. If you get the recording today itself, go and watch it yet again before solving the homework questions. Trust me, if you have that part in mind, it will be the easiest part. For those of you, I will repeat this concept once again. Since we have 1200 as the simple interest for 2 years and simple interest for every year is fixed, so it will be 600 and 600. And since the simple interest and compound interest for any given year at the beginning, for any given principal, my bad, at the beginning would be same, so this will be 600 too. Now, as I said, the compound interest gives an interest of its own. That means the second year ka compound interest would be 600 into 1 plus R by 100, which according to the question, if we subtract 600 from here, will be 630. From here, I calculate R and I get it as 5%. Now, in the simple interest formula is P into R into N by 100. This is 1. This is 5%. This is 600. Can I calculate P? This is what I have done. Nothing new, nothing fancy. If you start using the formula, guys, you will get caught in a very big calculation battle. You will have to use your calculators. You will have to do everything. Here, no calculators are required. Trust me.
Yes, Kesari, we just got up in the calculation.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we'll move forward. This is an installment part, guys. We don't have the time currently. We'll discuss this in the next class right at the beginning. Remind me of it. Installment part I have to discuss with you guys. It's a concept, like I said in the beginning. There's one concept that is quite important, installment part. Since we don't have the time currently, we'll discuss this in the next class. Now, tell me this part. This is very important and an easy question, I would say. And the final question of the day. And the concept which I used in the previous question, exact same concept is required. Nothing new, nothing fancy. And by sum here, I mean principal, not the amount, if anybody had any doubt. Hurry up, guys. You have your calculators with you. Okay, let me explain. I haven't got any answer yet. Compound interest for the first year is principal, and since we are already given with the rate, this is it. Compound interest for the first year. Compound interest total till the second year, this will be it. For the total second year would be so if I have to calculate the compound interest only for the second year, not till the second year, I will subtract this two. What will I get? This will be my compound interest of the second year. Only for the second year, not till the second year, only second year. Similarly, only till the third year on similar lines will be now, according to the question, the difference between this and this is 42. You have one unknown, you have one equation, and 1.05 ka cube you can easily solve it using the calculator. Calculators are already given to you. No, Prerit, I'll give you the answer. That is not such a small number. That is 16,000. You will find the sum after solving this question as 16,000. Guys, everybody, did you understand the approach? The calculation part is not important. The approach is. Anybody, any doubt? I specifically did not give any homework as a problem in this chapter because I wanted to discuss every question and there was no question that had repeat of its concept. If there's a repeat in the concepts, some of them, depending on how much we cover in the class, will be homework. But here there was no homework, guys. So every question was important. Has everybody understood this part, guys? I require a response from everybody.
Kesri, can you just explain this once again?
Okay. All right. Compound interest for first year is P into 1.05 minus P. Compound interest till the second year, not for second year, till the second year is P into 1.05 ka square minus P.
Yes.
So if I want the compound interest only of the second year means what has been added in the second year, I will subtract these two. And after subtracting, I will get this.
Yes.
Similarly, this will be for the third year on similar lines.
Okay.
So
Yes.
this is the third year, this is the second year as given in the question. And what is the difference?
5%. Sorry, 42.
42.
Yeah.
Is there just one unknown in this question? That is P. Is there just one equation we have? Difference of this is 42.
Yes.
And that too, when you subtract them, this will get cancelled with this. So you will be left with P 1.05 ka cube minus P into 1.05. Yeah, 1.05 ka cube you can easily calculate using your calculator.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically you will have something into P is equal to 42. When you get the answer of P, that would be 16,000.
Yes. Yes. Thank
Now
you.
it is clear, everybody?
Kesari, if we subtract, then it will become 2p into 1.05 square, right?
One second. This and this. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, my bad. It will be 2p minus that.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be 2p. Sorry, I added it by mistake. It will be 2p. Yeah. It will be 2p. So basically you will have P into 1.05 a cube minus P into 1.05 square minus P into 1.05 square, that is twice of this, minus P into 1.05. So you will have three terms of P and the coefficients will get subtracted and added depending on their signs.
I'm actually getting a negative number because minus p into 1.05 cube, right?
Minus P, no, this is positive. How will this become negative?
So minus of this whole equation, right? So minus of that whole equation will be minus p and plus p.
No, this is the bigger number. This is the smaller number. You have to subtract this one from this.
Oh, is it 3 minus? Okay, I was doing 2 minus 3. Right, right. My bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Understood it, guys? Anybody,
Yeah,
any
Keshav.
doubt? Yeah, Aditya.
Understood it. Understood it.
Okay, okay. All right, guys. So this was compound interest, simple interest. We have a small concept of installments. That would be the first thing I will discuss at the next class.
And stocks also. Or K3. We have
Yeah,
to do
yeah. Stocks and
stocks.
debentures. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Stocks and debentures. I will also send a small sheet, image containing on the WhatsApp for the concept part, how it is derived. And I will also discuss it in the next lecture. Both of them. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And
Keshav.
guys, be on time. We'll start at 7:30 because if we don't start at time, the lectures, as you see now, we started almost 10 minutes late today and it's already 9:10. So yeah. All right, guys. See you then. And do revise it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.